Season 2, Episode 2, Good Games and Good Drinks podcast. I will be your host for this evening. M. Here, 111, along with Bryce and your shyness, aka Lawrence.
Yep.
Welcome back. If you joined us last week, thank you for having us in your homes or TVs or iPod. Do people still have iPods?
In your pocket?
iPods are
in your phone.
iPods still a thing. I think they discontinued the iTouch or whatever it was.
That was
the iPhone without
the
iPhone without a phone.
Yeah. So
that's the only one I like.
YouTube, everywhere. Thank you for having us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good quality content stuff that people always say. So we are going to start off with our drinks, I guess. That's what we do. So let's go with Lawrence, because I think we had an audible. What was the original, and then what did it switch to?
So the original, so I was in the liquor store, and I saw this like set of drinks that I just had to try. It's called Howdy Do, right? It's from Redneck Riviera, and it's a strawberry mango tip and sip. There's like 3 different flavors. There's like a lemonade. There's like a tea.
Alcoholic?
Yes. It is an 8% alcohol drink.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. There were 3 of them. I got all 3. But I'm like super into health right now. So I read the back. And these guys each have like 43 grams of sugar. I'm like, whoa.
Is that a lot?
That's too much. Yes, that's way too much. That's 86% of your daily intake value that you're allowed to have.
Says who?
Health. So instead of drinking 3 of these,
says health.
Instead of drinking 3 of these, I'm gonna drink the one that I actually wanted to taste, which is strawberry mango. But I also have this little lineup right here. So I found this neat tequila Casanova.
Okay.
And it's a reposado. I like reposados and I like añejos, so I'm thinking maybe I'll like this one. And I got some sugar-free ginger beer.
Okay.
Like
to supplement afterwards.
Do these health things like the beginning of the year. It's like freaking September, and now you're on a.
I'm all year.
Health.
I'm all year. All year.
That's when
I can get drunk sugar-free.
This is the first time I've ever seen a coconut or a sugar-free anything. You've been having all these coconut waters and all this other stuff. Never sugar-free. Not in there one time.
Coconut water is inherently low sugar.
So why do you have sugar-free coconut water?
Oh no, this is ginger beer.
Oh, ginger. Oh, okay.
It's different.
Same thing. Tomato.
It's different. So, I'm gonna stop talking about this guy and drink this strawberry mango tip and sip from Howdy Do.
Let me say though, as a black male, Howdy Do just seems kind of weird to me.
It does, but this is fucking amazing.
I thought it was like a Mountain Dew ripoff.
Mountain Dew,
it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's like
sugar.
It's from redneck stuff, like
Redneck.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Who manufactures it?
Redneck Riviera.
That's the manufacturer.
That's the manufacturer.
I'm not. I don't know, man.
Contains 0% juice.
Like I would need to do research on them just to make sure I'm not supporting some.
Ain't no time like a good time, and if you are holding this can, that's exactly what you are in for. 16 ounces of great tasting and refreshing goodness awaits you. You've worked hard. Now it's time to play hard. Howdy do.
You supporting the clan?
I think Lawrence might be funded a terrorist organization.
Yeah, he's supporting the clan. 100%.
I mean, we all do whenever we give money to these corporations.
Which corporation?
All corporations. They're all owned by the man. So, at the end of the day, you're putting money in somebody racist pocket at some point in time.
I like how all of your responses are like a blanket statement, like health, and then all of the companies. Like it's never any. I need names, like direct names of who not to support. Because if it's like somebody that I still like, I may hurt my head a little bit as I pressed
like
the button.
Short answer is every company who does not sponsor us. So that's
it's
right
like,
now.
It's
All
like
of them.
it's like back in the day when Jay-Z stopped drinking that one champagne.
No, it wasn't Velvet.
Cristal.
Cristal.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you gotta put your foot down, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it.
All right, so Lawrence is blindly supporting the clan. What about you, Bryce? Who would you? What are you drinking this week?
This week I'm bringing another whiskey to the table, and this has become my favorite whiskey. And I think I bought this on a show before, but I can't remember. I'm going to do it again anyway. But Sazerac Rye. This is definitely, I think, my favorite whiskey, and I think I've come to the conclusion that a rye whiskey is my favorite whiskey. I like Bullet Rye. I like this rye. I just like the flavor of it. Genuinely like the flavor, and it's definitely a sipping whiskey, and it's good. It's really good.
To add into that,
folks at that, yeah.
I had like a peanut butter whiskey recently. I thought I was gonna hate it.
Yeah, Screwball.
I don't even know what it was called. It was just like there's a squirrel on it.
Yeah, I think it was Screwball.
I was like, I didn't even think I liked whiskeys, because isn't Crown Royal a whiskey?
I don't know. I think that might be a cognac.
I guess a cognac, yeah. Cognac. It's not?
Crown Royal is not a cognac, because I drink cognac. Crown Royal is not that.
Oh, it's Canadian.
I just assumed
whiskey.
it because
yeah.
A.
Oh.
A whiskey.
I'm not usually a whiskey fan, but I was like,
I think Bryce had that peanut butter one on. That was one of his drinks, because I remember something about jelly with the whiskey or something like that.
Put it in some coffee.
Yeah.
That's what I drank the night when I had to get this drunk girl to her house and like run away before her mother came to the door. I'm like, I'm too old for this. That's a different story for another time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone. So I'm drinking, right?
Yeah.
I have. I'm gonna make something real quick. So I have this. Shout out to Liaison, Catch His Hands. So I have this. The Simply. Exit up my Simply Orange with the pineapple. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I'm gonna combine that with the pineapple Ciroc. You know what I'm saying? Get a little flavor going on. So the one that he had the Ciroc Summer Citrus, I think it was. I couldn't find that up here in the store. He lives in Florida, so I don't know if that's a Florida exclusive or something like that, but I couldn't find it. So I'm gonna try the orange pineapple with the Ciroc pineapple, get a little flavor. It's the middle of the week. See what that's like. I should have maybe opened this beforehand. That would have been like efficient. But whatever. Talk among yourself. Let me see if I can get. How do I? It's freaking. Is this like childproof? What is this?
Since I mean, I hope it is.
Okay. Childproof.
It's been so long since I have vodka. Like,
word.
I have so many bad memories tied to vodka.
Yeah, I haven't had
the first time I actually got like drunk, like wasted drunk was. Should I tell this story on the podcast? I don't know.
Sure,
It was.
We're all friends.
I mean, why not? Because it could ruin my future employment opportunities.
Talking about a drunk time when you were young.
Yeah,
but
essentially,
essentially,
statute of limitation. You're fine.
Essentially, long story short, it was my freshman year, first college party, and I had too much vodka. And I think since then, I just like squared off vodka.
Man, you gotta give us the details.
That's the whole story.
You gotta give us the details,
That's the whole
man.
story.
That's the podcast details.
See, look, let me tell you, right? So I'm not gonna drink Mad Dog.
Professional.
I'm not gonna drink Mad Dog 2020 ever, and I can tell you it's because I went to this frat party in Tallahassee. It was the Omega oil spill, and one of the ingredients in there is Mad Dog 2020. They don't tell anyone any of the ingredients, but that's fine because I taste it. I know what it tastes like. And they don't stop you. Like, they don't tell you how many to have. Like, they don't. It's like you come up there. It's just free drinks as long as you're coming up. So it's like, 1, 2. I'm making friends. 4, 5. We know each other by name now. 10, 11. And then the last thing I remember was they said, "Hey, you gonna be all right?" Because I came to the party early, like a stupid person. First bus in, so everybody's like on the way. While I'm bored, I'm just down in drinks.
And nothing else to drink.
By the time everybody gets there, I'm 13 in by the time my friends come. And of course, I got to drink with my friends. Woke up the next morning.
Naturally.
I was at the bus stop on campus with my roommate. We slept at the bus stop. Stumbled home. Got a little bit of sleep. Woke up, started texting people. I was like, "I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday." Not because I knew I did something, but because I assumed I did something. Started getting stories back. "Oh, you did this. Oh, we supposedly go out now." I was like, "Whoa, okay." I'll take it because you're cute. But,
There you go.
Yeah, I flunked out of that school. Just so everyone knows, I flunked. Freshman year, Florida A&M. Flunked out.
Fam, you.
I partied hard. Don't regret a thing. But I went on later on and got my degree, and I graduated with honors, and I got my master's. So But that first year. Wait, what, Kate?
That first year?
Yeah.
No, I just said never give up. Never give up, kids. That's all I said.
Ooh, that first year. I've never had anything like that in my life.
So is that Chick-fil-A cup? Is that just your standard beverage cup? Because that's been an appearance on multiple episodes. Even when you're not drinking Chick-fil-A, you just have a Chick-fil-A cup.
So what's interesting is I like the Chick-fil-A lemonade.
Right.
And I get like the lemonade with the half unsweet tea.
Okay. Is that what that is?
No, not this is my tequila and ginger beer.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I always have these cups around. So I'm living like the single life now. Like I keep the cups. I'm like, I'm not doing dishes. Keep the cup. When I put some alcohol in it, just throw it away.
So the alcohol is the tosser. That's what makes it throwawayable.
Yeah, because that eats through the styrofoam. That's why it like starts dripping if you leave it overnight.
I don't know that. Can't say that I've experienced that to know that that's a thing.
Been to enough parties. Yeah. Why is there a mess? Because the alcohol eats through styrofoam cups.
So that's why the red Solo cups are normally the cup of choice when the. Gotcha. All right, learn something.
Plastic holds up a lot better, unless it's Everclear.
No, did not know.
You did not know? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
No, I didn't know. No.
Thanks. Okay.
Most people use Solo cups. One time went to Dollar Tree. That you get a lot more styrofoam cups than plastic ones. Don't try it. It makes a big mess.
All right. Thanks for that environmental.
The more you know.
I guess. Yeah. There you go. So wait. Aren't like styrofoam isn't that bad for the earth?
Styrofoam is bad for the earth, yes.
So you want a healthy kick. So if your body is your temple, but the earth, you just say F it.
I mean, they're gonna sell it anyway.
Gotcha. So games, right? Good games. That was a nice little drink little part, I guess. So we're gonna talk about
little drink tangent.
Games. Yeah, deep drink tangent. It's not really a tangent because that's a part of the podcast. It's small
It was,
part.
yeah, it
but,
was
you know,
a
we
it was a
try
mini segment.
It was a mini segment. All right, so next segment we're gonna go into is actual games. So there was a few different, I guess, direct flash conferences, flash updates. I don't even know what to call them, but I guess I don't even know them things where they show stuff off different companies. So the first one that we're gonna talk about is probably the one that's been most anticipated for quite some time.
Most important. Sorry.
Sure. I'll let you have it. So, the Nintendo Direct was on this past. Was it yesterday?
Yes, it was on the 13th.
It was on the 13th, depending on whenever it's coming out. So it's not yesterday, but it was on the 13th. So we had a few minor things that appeared within that. Lawrence, do you want to take it away on that one?
So there were a lot of minor things. To be completely upfront, this Direct as a whole gets a failing grade. But
No way.
Snaps?
I totally disagree.
What?
the things
I
that
100%
the things that stood out were great, but there weren't like a bunch of them. You can count on one hand how many
failing grade,
games
though?
are like
I feel
the
like
memorable
A
ones.
failing grade?
I mean, a direct is supposed to be these small kind of bite-sized announcements. I feel like
Direct.
given Nintendo's previous directs, like this has
Yeah.
been probably the best direct ever.
Compared to last year's Direct was trash. This was a lot better than that one, but
Wasn't there
I'd
just one
argue
this year,
that-
earlier this year.
Yeah, they have them like multiple times a year, I think.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
the one right before this one. Not okay. Take that back. The one right before this one was when they did Persona, but the one that we covered right before that one was
That was
bad.
the one with the Mario Strikers and all that stuff, right?
Right, that one. It was like the next one was good. This one was okay. Like there's games in here that I want.
Wait, you just gave it a failing grade.
Yeah,
Because
what do you-
like as a whole, like okay, so if you have like a whole bunch of games, like I'm looking at the score of all the games. Like they had a bunch of games in the Direct, and I was excited that they had so many games. But I started getting less excited because most of those games weren't games that I would play. Like they had some good standouts that I'm going to play. Bayonetta 3, that's hands down. I've been talking about that game forever. I'm playing that game. I have to play that game. I'm gonna buy that game. It comes out in October. I didn't think it was coming out this year. So I might be a liar because last season I said I was only gonna buy a certain number of games. Maybe that doesn't apply because we're in a new season. So I'm gonna try and use that loophole.
It was for the year. No, not gonna work. It was for the year.
Octopath Traveler 2, which I'm actually really excited about. They're adding some elements to that game. I haven't beaten the other one yet fully. I beat it with like some of the characters, not all of them.
Right.
But I'm excited about this one because that game was very good, and they're talking about interweaving the stories even more. So I'm happy to see what they're talking about. There's a game called Ib, which is a weirdo, like it's not two-dimensional. It's two-dimensional. No, it's not two-dimensional. It's like top-down view, like a puzzle figure out kind of game where like your choices affect the ending. So it looked interesting. Kind of like an Undertale sort of feel, maybe. I'm hoping. And so there's a game on there that I don't want to talk about, but I have to because I was so wrong last time. But it's Kirby's Return to Dreamland, right? So they're making a new Kirby. This one's multiplayer, which I actually wish the other Kirby was, but in this one you can play with up to 4 people. They have a bunch of mini games, so I see this one being
Kirby Party.
Yeah, this one.
I saw this, like that title. It had like deluxe in it, so it's like I remember, like I think we talked about this earlier, how they have like deluxe albums. So they have deluxe games now. Like, what makes this deluxe? Because this game already came out, right?
No, it comes
so why
out.
is it deluxe? No, I mean like a previous version. It's like a remake, remaster sort of thing, isn't it? Or is this
I
like
don't
a
know.
brand new Kirby extension.
It's supposed to be brand new, but I think it might. They used the deluxe. Like the last time we used the deluxe that I remember was on a Super Mario game, and if you got like the regular version of the game, there was a deluxe version that added some stuff.
Like Mario Kart.
Yeah, so that their deluxe is just DLC junk most of the time.
How you gonna have a deluxe before the game even come out? Like normally you
Because-
have like a main.
Because if I tell you that there's only a deluxe and I start advertising you the deluxe, then when you come to buy it, you'll see the regular, and then it'll say, "Well, no, I was sold the deluxe. I want this one. This is the one that
There is
has."
no regular though. It's just
There
deluxe.
might be.
No, it's just deluxe. It's a deluxe version of a game that, like, the only version is the deluxe version. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I'm weird. So,
Marketing.
you failed to mention like the most important game I think within the whole direct for some reason.
I will say, arguably, right? I need to see more gameplay of that game before I call it
You
more
know what?
important. It looks,
All right.
it looks okay.
Okay, Bryce, I'm done. No, I'm done.
It looks
Bryce.
okay.
So.
Like Lawrence, you're canceled.
You're canceled, bro. What are you talking about? You've been, before this year even started, this was the game that you've been talking about, waiting for.
It
It's
was,
coming out this
but
year.
I'm looking at more trailers.
Since this time
and
last year. Since this time
more
last
trailers.
Year.
I'm not excited about it anymore.
Wow.
Like they changed the name. It's a different game now. Like so now
Yeah,
they're
we're
not
talking about
bound.
the new Zelda game. For those of you who are unaware, what is Tears of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom? I think it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom.
No
So
longer
they
Breath of the
changed
Wild
the
2.
name, so now they're not bound by like the rules of the last game. You're up in the sky instead of like on like everything's a little backwards to me. I need some more about that game before I say I'm gonna get it. And I can say that because even though I play Zelda games, right? I played Ocarina of Time, and then I skipped. Well, I did Majora's Mask, and I skipped all the Zelda games until Breath of the Wild.
So
like,
you mean to tell
same,
me
same,
you are
same,
saying
same,
that
same.
you need more
Breath of the Wild.
information if you're gonna buy this game or not? Is that what you just said?
Yes.
See, this is when I jump in and say, Lawrence, you're trolling right now. you are gaslighting us right now.
So Zelda's not a game that automatically gets a bypass.
So okay, so I have a question for you.
Mhm.
What changed from the original teaser to this trailer to make you go from it's one of my top 5, I can't
All
wait for it
time.
to release, it's all time, it's gonna be with the Switch Pro, I can't wait, to all of a sudden
It's alright.
it's not even on my list? What happened?
So when it was Breath of the Wild 2, I was like, I'm excited to see what happens next. And now it's a different game. And generally in new Zelda games, they don't go off the timeline from before, they start a new one. We have to fight Ganon a different time for a different reason, and he has different powers. So if it was a continuation, I was like, all right, because I need more story. But just by them changing the name of the game, that means that they don't have to do that, which means they probably won't do that, which means you're going to be reintroduced to everything all over again. It's going to be a brand new story all its own. And
So you think they scrapped the teaser? They
I
started from
think-
scratch?
I don't think they started from scratch. I think they're using a lot of the same mechanics, but they're using a different storyline.
I mean,
And the story is what catches me. And it's not a continuation just in name convention alone.
besides Zelda 2, what was like a sequel to a Zelda game? Like as far
Majora's
as, like,
Mask.
2. Was it Majora's Mask 2?
It wasn't Majora's Mask 2. So Ocarina of Time and
That's-
then Majora's Mask.
That's my
Technically
point.
was in the
Like,
same
so
world.
even if right, so just because it has a different name doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a continuation from the next game.
Yeah, I didn't like Majora's Mask. That's the point I'm making. I don't like it when they do that.
Wait, you don't like it when they do continue the story, or you don't like it when they don't?
In Majora's Mask, it wasn't necessarily a continuation of the story. Like, they used the world and they had its own unique story. Majora's Mask stands on its own. You don't have to play Ocarina of Time to play Majora's Mask. And it was a new story, new mechanics. So I was like, they're two different games. So I like them differently. I don't like them as a whole.
A bunch.
So like I like Ocarina of Time. I like Majora's Mask. I don't like them together. So I like Breath of the Wild. I might like Tears of the Kingdom, but it's not it's not one piece to me. So like when it was Breath of the Wild 2, I have to have it right now because I have to continue the story. It's not Breath of the Wild 2 anymore. It's its own thing. So that means I don't have to have it right now. I can wait.
So I mean, did you really enjoy the story like that though? Like, was it really a great story? Yeah.
No.
But you need to continue the story though, even though like you did.
It's
really...
either if you're not gonna continue the story and you're gonna start a new storyline, like that's fine, but it's no longer on the I need list because I don't know anything about this game. Like it's a different direction that they're taking.
Really like the story though. So what does it matter?
So like I didn't even buy Breath of the Wild.
Story.
Maybe, but I need to know first. So it went from a I need to a I'll see.
Just because they changed the name.
Yeah. They changed the name, they changed the entire direction of the game.
But did they though?
But did
I
they?
don't know.
Right? That was all an assumption that Breath of the Wild 2 was the name. Like they didn't. Did they say Breath of the Wild 2? Was that like officially announced from them, from Nintendo?
It was in their direct.
It said Breath of the Wild 2?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know about you because you just be saying.
It was in a direct, so they said they apologized. They said, we're not gonna have any footage for Breath of the Wild 2.
Okay, I might have to fact check you because you just be saying stuff all confidently.
I don't know, man.
It
just like so. I don't know. I mean, the reason why I'm like, I can't get around this because like you were so hyped for this game.
I was.
I don't understand.
They ruined it for me.
The reason why you were hyped is because it was an opportunity to continue on from the end of Breath of the Wild. So like that was like Breath of the Wild. Like that was your main motivation, was to continue from the end of the game.
I wanted to see.
That was your.
I wanted to see how they were going to develop the story from where they left off. And since they don't have to do that anymore, that kind of removes that creative piece. So I'm like, it's not that creative piece anymore. So now I have to look at it from a different perspective. It's like if you see somebody do something like amazing, and someone's like, yeah, that's their first time ever trying that, you're gonna be like, wow. But if they do it and it's like, oh, they've done it a bunch of times before, it's like, oh, okay. Like this is a brand new story. So the fact that they had a Breath of the Wild 2 and it was the first time that they've ever had like, well, I don't, but it was the first time they had a series that was a 2. Like like you said, they've never had a 2. It was a first. I was excited, new, but they didn't. They did what they always do. So I'm expecting what they always have done. They're gonna restart and say, well, something new has happened and now we have to fight Ganon again.
So there's a high likelihood that you will not be playing this game.
Maybe. I don't know.
Zero chance.
Wow.
Zero chance.
I am surprised. I gotta say from my standpoint though, like I am hyped for the game because I spent I think minimum 200 hours on gameplay, and like to me, like it was just an extremely fun game. And one thing that I really like about like my favorite games from an adventure standpoint is the diversity in landscapes. That's one thing I really liked about this game too. It's like you can be in the jungle, you can go to the desert, you can go to like a water section, you can go, climb up high. It's like mazes. It's like jam packed with like different stuff to experience, and that's what I really enjoy. Like you'll go to a volcano, all these different environments, and I feel like a lot of adventure games don't have that. And I think that is what really makes, for me, Breath of the Wild really shine, was like the varied environments and just overall gameplay. So I'm looking for, like, it could be like a legit clone of Breath of the Wild, and I'll play it again because I just had so much fun playing the game. So I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Like when I can pre-order, depending on what the pre-order bonuses are, like I will pre-order it for sure. Because it's like it was a fun game. It was a fun game. So I can't wait. I can't wait.
Now, you want me to tell you one thing that probably does have me like deflated a little bit about Breath of the Wild 2 not being 2, right? Mm-hmm. So after Breath of the Wild, there were all like these clones that came out. I was like, okay, they're gonna take some of this and they're gonna like, but what they're doing instead is their own thing, which Nintendo is really good at. And I'm like, I'm not faulting them for that. It's just I'm looking at the game differently. So I'm not gonna not play it because,
right. Okay. Yeah.
We have this podcast now, so it's I can't just ignore.
So it's our fault.
One of the big.
It's our fault.
Yeah, it's y'all's fault. I have to play it. But normally, like that would be I don't really care about it no more. Yeah. Well, a game you might like is Genshin Impact. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, you can tell that was definitely influenced, at least from a creative direction standpoint, by Breath of the Wild.
Like
the
climbing mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild, if they did what Genshin did, it'd be a lot different. It'd be better.
And what exactly did Genshin do?
You can use magic.
Cool. All right, so one other one final thing I wanted to bring up within this Nintendo Direct was there was a they announced like a number of games will be coming to the N64 app on the Switch Online. So we have Pilot Wings, Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2, Pokemon Stadium 2, Mario Party 3, 1080 Snowboarding, Excite Bike 64, and GoldenEye 007. So all of these games will be available to play online via multiplayer. I don't have a Switch, so I don't think I would be partaking in any of this. But you guys, you gonna be getting your Pilot Wing on, or Mario Party, or GoldenEye, doing any of that? See any of that in your future?
I think for me, definitely GoldenEye for me, because I didn't fully experience GoldenEye to its full extent.
Wow.
I think I may have played it maybe.
Wow. So you missed that whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have an N64, so I was in a Nintendo household. I was a Sega household. So
we used to have like GoldenEye parties on base.
Yeah. So yeah, GoldenEye for me.
GoldenEye.
I think that this is a good opportunity for Nintendo to test out their internet infrastructure, because I think this is the first time I've seen a game that had online play that people are going to be excited about playing. So the majority of people who play that game will be looking for that feature. So I think this is the first time they're gonna test their bandwidth. I don't think they're ready.
Right.
Well, here's what I think. Not to get off the Nintendo topic, but GoldenEye is also coming to Game Pass.
That is
so
true.
I feel like for anyone that does want to have that online,
good experience,
player experience with GoldenEye, like they'll probably play it on Xbox.
You just reminded me. Nintendo and Xbox have been doing that thing. So if I'm not mistaken, they're having Microsoft handle like their internet infrastructure. So there's a chance this is the first time they're doing the test. Is there crossplay with Switch and Xbox? Because if so,
it is, it'll be unfair.
No.
Like unless someone has the Switch Pro controller,
yeah,
it'll be unfair.
You would have to play with a full controller. Like you would either have to play with the Switch Pro, or it would make you use both, because you have to have two joysticks
No, I mean,
for that game.
Even with the Joy-Cons, like you, I feel like you'll need a legit controller, not the ring.
I mean, maybe not, because it depends on the button configuration. Because if you think about the N64 controller, it wasn't that, advanced. You had the little thing in the middle.
Yeah,
Then it had the little trigger.
Back then, though, like if you're like an Xbox player versus a Switch player that's playing on Joy-Con, I mean, I feel like it'd be an unfair match, personally.
But if you have the Joy-Cons and you put them in that stupid thing, like it's just a controller.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
It's the same.
I think it'll be unfair.
Probably serve.
I'm sure there's some pro people out there that can adapt and be awesome on that controller.
It'll be a person
I'm
playing
thinking
with like
this is gonna be a
Guitar Hero, like drum set.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
Did y'all see that one video online where I think it was Call of Duty. The dude was playing Call of Duty with a flute, and like each note was like a direction. And I like in the clip, it was like it was like moving around, and then he legit sniped somebody while playing the flute. I feel like if I found out that I was sniped by somebody who was playing Call of Duty with a flute, I would just quit. I would just like, you know what?
forever.
You gotta get you a drum set, Bryce. You gotta connect your drum set.
My games.
You gotta get you like your the Rock Band drum set and play Call of Duty with it. Be cold. People do it. You should do it. Right out.
I will sell all my games. I will sell my Xbox. I will sell everything. It's like, you know what? I'm done.
You'd never game again?
I'm done. I would stick to board games.
I mean, but in all honesty, like you should only be mad if he did it like twice. Like once could be a fluke.
I'm just done with gaming. Like, you know what? I'm not nervous.
It's like getting like no look scoped. Like everyone gets lucky sometimes. Even a blind squirrel occasionally gets a nut.
Oh.
You talking about food?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on though. Moving on. Thank you. I kind of want to move on to a different topic, but at the same time, I did want to bring up like with this new Zelda game coming out. It comes out May of next year. So there's been rumors and thoughts that it is potentially going to be dropping with a new version of the Switch. Do you guys put any credence in that, or do you just think it's like rumors, hearsay, or?
I remember saying that exact sentence when they first said that Breath of the Wild 2 was coming out. This is Breath of the Wild 2, but I said it would be smart of them to come out with a new version of the Switch with one of their big games. So either Breath of the Wild, Metroid, some new Mario game that they're not supposed to come out with because they're not coming out with any more Mario games. Like something that says, here's a new system, here's a game that we made specifically for this system, have at thee. So it would be crazy of them not to if they're going to make a new system.
I'd say it depends, because everybody, like every country is in some type of financial like issue, like having financial issues. So I feel like to produce a brand new system might be too risky. One, I think, and then two, I'm trying to think what systems have ever released in like the spring, because like usually release in the
in the fall.
in the like around the holiday season. So I would probably say no, but I think we might still see an upgraded Switch next year though, like at the end of next year. The thing is, like, what game would launch with it? I don't know, but I think it will be next year, but just not with Zelda.
So to put a wrinkle in that little thing, the original Switch launched June of 2018.
Okay.
So I think that is when the original Breath of the Wild came out, right?
Yep. No, well, wait,
No,
yeah,
I think it was
because
like in February or March, wasn't it?
yeah, because they came
No,
up
it was
with Breath of the
March. It was
Wild on the
March.
Wii U.
Yeah, it was March. Yeah.
I remember it launched right around the same
It was
time as
March.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, it was a March. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. That came out in June,
because
May, June.
yeah, it
pretty
came
much
out on the
same
Wii U, and then like right after that, they came out with the Switch, which didn't make sense to me.
thing.
I'm
Nintendo, they
gonna
do what they
venture to
want.
say no.
No, that's your vote.
I'm
Okay.
gonna venture to say no. Yeah. I feel like
I
inflation is
say-
gonna be.
Yes, I don't know if it's like a brand new system, but some sort of upgrade / update, I think, will be launched with the new Zelda game. But we'll see. All right. So in other gaming, convention, platforming, whatever they're called, news, there was a state of play actually on the same day that the Nintendo Direct was. Didn't it receive
Really?
Which was
as much
I like that.
fanfare? Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. I like having Nintendo in the morning and then PlayStation at night. Like I like having like all that news. Just give me all the news. Give me it all at once.
Did you get any news from this state of play that you were excited about?
I know a lot of folks were hyped for Ragnarok, but I mean I'm not
Right, not the God of War guy.
So, like,
right.
I didn't really feel it, but I know that trended on Twitter. So like people are really hyped for that game. So that's going to be huge, and that was huge gameplay that they showed. So
Yeah, there was a new
that was a big
trailer.
one.
Yeah. Did you see anything?
Well,
from
I
it?
see you have-
I assume not.
I see you have Tekken on the list, but
Yeah, there's a new Tekken 8.
I enjoy a bit of Tekken, so that might be a game I get into. Why do I say might? I have a PlayStation 5. I don't have any games to play on it. Why not get Tekken 8?
I don't know. Why not? When is it released? So there's not even a release date for Tekken 8. So that's gonna be like it might
They
be.
hate me.
Yeah. So it might be. It might have a different name by the time it comes out. So you might not want to play it at that point. We'll see.
I wouldn't get it.
and maybe Tekken the next generation.
I won't get
Can't
that.
do it.
Like I'll play Tekken Tag. Like it'd be Tekken Tag like what 3 or 4 now? Because Tekken Tag was fun. I don't know if anyone remembers Tekken Tag, but Tekken Tag was like the junk. And then they added it as like a mini game on Tekken. What was it? I forget which Tekken it was, but it was added as a mini game in one of the Tekkens. But like Tekken Tag is that junk.
Yeah, for sure.
And
For sure.
if they made another Tekken Tag, buying it, like no problem. If it was Tekken New Generation, I'm like,
But if it's Tekken Team, you're like, nope, it's not Tekken Tag. Can't do it.
I gotta look into it. I gotta see what they talk about
More-
because when
need
you
more
change the
information.
name, you're doing something you doing something new, and I might not like it. I tried that with Danganronpa, and we see how that was the dumbest game I've ever played, and it was because it was just a little
Change the
bit
name.
different name, and I was like, no, it's okay. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't at all. The game is bananas and boring.
Have you played 12 minutes?
Bananas and boring?
No. I have not played 12 minutes. Yes, bananas and boring. Like
What was
I'm
the 12
very-
minute reference then? in what I'm saying?
The worst game ever.
12 minutes is the worst game ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I would argue that
I'm gonna watch it on YouTube.
Mayonnaise.
You said it was good
Mayonnaise is the worst game ever. Mayonnaise. It's a game where like there's a mayonnaise jar and you tap it. That's the game.
Why would you play that?
I didn't play it. I just saw I saw someone else play it. Cause it's like easy trophies. Because okay, so I knew this dude and he used to do trophy hunting with his friends. So they took like a tally of what everyone's trophies numbers were, and then you had like 2 weeks to get as many trophies and achievements as you could. And one of the games he played was Mayonnaise. All you have to do is click the button, and there's like a trophy you get for like clicking it 10 times and 100 times and 1,000 times. And so it was a game that he played for the trophy. And I was like, this is the dumbest game ever. And
That's crazy.
And someone made it, and it's on the store, and people play it.
I feel sorry for those 4 people. That actually leads me perfectly into a good segue into this next thing I kind of wanted to bring up. So within that state of play, they also mentioned this thing called PlayStation Stars. So what this is, it's like a loyalty program or whatever. So think like credit card, and you get points for buying certain stuff at the store, and you can like use those points to redeem. You can get cash back, or you can get like gift cards or something like that. So it's kind of like the same thing that PlayStation is doing. So it's launching, I think, later on this month. Once you become a member, you get rewards by like completing like different trophies, and you get like a monthly check-in thing, and you can use those points to get stuff at you can get like PSN money, or you can get like special trophies or whatever that you can display. I don't really understand the trophies part, but whatever. But then there's also like special stuff you can get. Like if you're the first person to platinum a game, you get like a special exclusive digital thing that nobody else has. I find that kind of interesting. What do you guys think of like a gaming loyalty program sort of thing?
I mean, if they gave me like physical, like limited edition physical awards, and I think that would be kind of cool, because you can like put it on display like a literal trophy. I think that'd be cool. But like if it's just like a digital NFT, then I'm like,
I don't really care.
But if it's something like limited edition that only me physically can own, then that'd be kind of cool if they did that.
I
would enjoy it if, like, for the ones where they're like, oh, if you're the first one to do that, if they didn't include early players, people that get the game
it's like time zone gated. So like the first person in your time zone within a certain amount of time, because people, different stuff releases at a different time in different places. So it's like within your regional area, within a certain time frame, that they have that platinum first, I guess, trophy thing. I don't know. I just saw it. I thought that was like, like credit card / video game loyalty.
I mean,
actually,
for the people that play video games as their profession, like, that's something that they would probably get first, and that would be a deterrent to people who aren't hardcore, like, I have to play this game every day.
So what I'm reading, it just says digital representations of things, including figurines, beloved characters. So that whole digital representation thing, I see what you're saying, Bryce. If it's like just a picture that I can see, but if it's something that actually gets mailed to me or that I can buy or use my points for, I think that'll be more of a selling point.
What if they mailed you a picture?
It depends what the picture is.
But with that's like a physical thing. So like they took like a like some kind of graphic from the game, and they're like, here it is, exclusive printout,
like,
boom.
And if all the like the dev team signed it, I mean,
Sign it, yeah.
that'd be kind of cool, you know.
That would be cool. I'd buy that game just so I can try to get that.
The mayonnaise game?
Not if there's only one. No, whatever game that was that had like the dev signed like artwork.
Oh,
Like-
gotcha.
If they're like, oh, the first 1,000 people to platinum, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna try. Cause like I platinum, I platinum Horizon, and Forbidden West. Like I platinum both of them. I'm like, you know,
Be nice to have something
I
other
can
than
do
a
it if I
platinum
want to.
trophy. Yeah.
yeah.
So we'll see.
It's almost like I didn't want to move on, Marcus, but it's
No,
almost
you're
like
good.
it's almost like Kickstarter, where like you get like exclusive, not awards, but exclusive product based on the amount of money you donate to a Kickstarter. It's almost like this.
Yes, yeah.
Like you get exclusive product based on the type of thing that you achieve, kind of. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, even if
Marcus wants
So,
to get to this next
Wait,
topic.
I'm just saying, no, I'm not. It's like timing. Like, I don't know what the time is now because something happened. I don't know what's going on.
we'll figure it out.
Oh,
but-
there's like a delay.
So, yeah, but like when it launches and we see exactly what kind of stuff they'll be offering, you know, we can talk about it more then. Next thing was also, I think it was like this past weekend. We kind of wanted to talk about it last pod, but because it hasn't happened yet, we just decided to wait. So there was a Ubisoft forward that dropped on this past weekend, and I think there were like 3 or 4 different Assassin's Creed games that they decided that they wanted to announce. I was kind of shocked and surprised by that. Did you see it?
Yeah,
Bruce?
that was.
What was your,
like,
yeah?
I since they kind of revamped things with Origins, I know a lot of the Assassin's Creed purists, you know, don't like the new Assassin's Creed. But for me, that was the first game I really got into was Origins, and then Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. So I was super hyped to hear that Basim was coming back for his own Assassin's Creed adventure. Like that was pretty dope. Especially seeing like where he was in his life in Valhalla. So it's going to be interesting to see how he got to where he is. Much like Lawrence, you know, continuation of the story. This is kind of that deal. It's kind of reversed though. To kind of see like how did he get to where he is in Valhalla? Like that's going to be kind of cool. And then they also announced the much anticipated Assassin's Creed. What they're saying, codename Red for right now, is Assassin's Creed based in Japan. That's gonna sell like hotcakes. That's gonna be
For
huge.
sure.
But I think the most intriguing one that they announced was Assassin's Creed codename Hexi. They didn't show any gameplay. They just showed pretty much a kind of a rich like atmosphere for it, and I was like, this is my speed. Like I'm curious to see what they do with that, because the atmosphere that they kind of portrayed through that teaser was like, it has to be curious.
Are there release dates for these ones? Like all of
They
them? I
said,
know the
Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming out next year, 2023.
Okay.
And then the next two are most likely going to come out in 2024.
2024. Okay.
In 2025. But yeah, they didn't say specifically what dates those two are going to be released. So
That's interesting that they laid the roadmap out that far. Like, I wonder what made them do that. Have they did that before? I think this is like the first time they actually came
with this
out
many
with like
Assassin's Creed games?
Yeah. That's crazy. I used to play Assassin's Creed a lot, so I don't know why I stopped. I have no reason why I stopped.
There were a couple entries that were just like, eh. And then
don't even
I
remember
like
any at once. I don't know.
I liked Odyssey, except as like the difficulty goes up. Like I don't like bullet sponge enemies, and that's like a blanket term because you don't use bullets in Assassin's Creed. But I don't like it when the enemies just have an obscene amount of health for no reason.
Right.
Like make them be more technical. You know, make me have to push the button quicker, but don't give them like 1,000,000 health while my average is like 1,000. So I'm fighting for 3 hours just because of the health. Like that's not fun for me. And like towards the end of these kinds of Assassin's Creed, that's normally what happens because that's what they do. And that's why I don't play a lot of these like Souls kinds of games, because if I want it to be based off of my skill, not the fact that this guy has so much more health than I do and I just got tired.
I mean, maybe you just need to step your game up and get stronger. Maybe you're just weak. You ever think about that?
No, because that's not true. Like we all know that the way that they're doing these difficulty changes now, it's they're increasing enemy health. They're not making them harder. Like old school games, it was if you increase the difficulty, like you couldn't push B 2 times, like you couldn't repeat the combo twice, like you had to change up your tactics and you had to do something new.
I forget about Odyssey, but I know about Valhalla there's 2 different types of leveling systems. One is the scale leveling system, where like all the enemies level up with you, basically.
With you.
And then the other system they had in it was, you know, if you wanted to go be a level 2 and then run to a level 60 area, like you could do that, but you'll die in like 2 seconds. So I forget if they had that in Odyssey, but I know in Valhalla, you might want to play that because there's an option to kind of turn off to turn that system off. So like it sounds like you want the enemies to level up with you.
Not even necessarily like with me. So it's okay to have people that are stronger than me that I'm not supposed to be fighting, right? But if I'm level 30 and you're level 30, then there's no reason why your health is so much more than mine that I have to fight you for this long. So like a good example is like Borderlands. When you start putting the difficulty up, like they don't change tactics, they just have a stupid amount of health, and then they hit you a lot harder. So it didn't get harder, it's just like now they're killing you with 1 and 2 hits, and you take you know all of your bullets to get a little piece of health off. That's not a good.
I think Valhalla, and again I can't remember Odyssey, but I know Valhalla addressed that. So if you haven't played Valhalla and you liked Odyssey, then I would recommend playing that because it definitely does. There is an option to change that if you don't like that. So I'm hoping to continue on with that because there's a lot of people out there that has that same opinion about that scaling system. So
yeah, like what was that game I keep talking about? Ninja Gaiden, right? Ninja Gaiden, you can upgrade your health bar to you know be as big as the bosses, but you don't have to, because at the end of the day, if you're good, they don't touch you because you know you have the proper sequence, like you get good. And it's not that the boss is overwhelmingly you know full of health, it's you got good. Now it's you know, oh, the boss has 8 billion health, now let's fight him for 7 hours. It's not that he's good, it's just oh, I ran out of bullets because I hit him with everything, no more bullets. Like that's nuts to me. I have the strongest rocket launcher in the game. I've unloaded the clip on that and my shotgun, face shots for every single bullet, and I'm not even getting like a quarter of the health off. That's ridiculous. If I'm good enough to pull off that many headshots, you shouldn't be living through a clip of sniper and shotgun and rocket launcher and pistol and automatic. And
so it sounds like you don't like the RPG elements then.
I like RPG elements, but I don't like when they balance them by putting on more health. Make me be better.
Because like in Pokemon, right? Like you can be level 5 and you can fight a level 55 and like if you try to hit them, like it's gonna take off a quarter of their life because you're just not powerful enough yet.
Well, right, but
I feel like that's like a key element of RPGs. It's like you gotta like.
But if we're both level 55, right? There's never gonna be a time when you have a Pokemon that's level 55, and he's facing another level 55 Pokemon, and one Pokemon has 1,000,000 health, and this other Pokemon has 1,000. Like, there's never gonna be that imbalance in health.
Is that in Assassin's Creed?
Unless you use rare candies.
It's
candies.
definitely in Assassin's Creed because it's not a difference in skill, it's a difference in health bar, and you can fight them for like, you have to be, they have a lot more health and they take a lot more hits, and that's the only thing that's different about them. Like, they don't change their tactics really. They hit you harder and it takes more to kill them, and that's not the dynamic I want you to change how you move. So like in old games, let's say Metal Gear Solid, like, you up the difficulty, it's not that enemies take longer to kill, it's now the enemies are smarter, so they're able to adapt to you easier, and the AI does something different, so it's not the expected. All they're doing now with these difficulties is they're like, let's make them harder to kill by giving them health and giving you less health. Like, that's I don't like that dynamic in games. Like, that's lazy. Make them smarter. Make, like, if I'm going for headshots, like, make them hide, like, move their heads. Don't make it so that I have to make 18 headshots. That's not how the game should be. Make them smarter. Don't make me have to do more perfection. If I get a perfect headshot, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah. I haven't played Assassin's Creed like as recent enough to remember if that was the thing or not. But I understand what you're saying.
I guess it's easier to tell in like fighting games, right? In fighting games, right? That's a terrible example because the old games used to cheat. But like the newer games, you have the equal health bars. Like, you take off the same amount of health. So like if you get a perfect, it's because you did good. Like, you had the proper setup, and it wasn't because you're fighting someone who you have to
has more health,
kill 8 times. Like, that's that I don't like.
Because some of them they got like the yellow health bar, then it turns to red, then it turns to blue, and some of them have some super health bars.
Yeah, that's dumb, but that's like maybe one. Like in Tekken, there's always that last stupid demon that has wings and 8 health bars. But like, we expect that guy because there's always that one. But that's not the norm. Like that's just the expected like last dude.
I got you. Well, when these games come out though, they expect them to be $70 because Ubisoft announced that their other like major AAA games are going to be $70 coming. I think starting with like, what's that?
I think with the
Cross and Bones?
Code Name
Skull and
Red.
Bones? No, I think Skull and Bones that pirate game.
What they're Yep.
They're starting with that. So I don't even remember the last game I bought and bought $70
at full price.
The Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be $50.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be essentially like Miles Morales, like what Miles Morales was to Spider-Man. I think this is Mirage is going to be to Valhalla, I think.
So it's going to use like the same world and same assets, but just like a little bit different storyline.
It's a different world. It's going to be in Baghdad. But yeah, the same assets. Yeah.
Because I think that's all Miles Morales did. Like, I think they used the same city, and they're just like, yeah.
No, it was a different part of it was different part of New York. I think it was like either Queens or instead of Brooklyn, it was Queens. It was a different part of New York. That's what it was.
If I was from there, I'd probably know the difference.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. Don't have a disrespectful word like that.
Well, like also like going back to the $7 thing.
Ubisoft
games. If you wait 3 months, it's going to be like $15. So unless you like a super fan, you could probably wait a couple months and get it on.
And that's stupid that Ubisoft does that, and now they're saying, "Oh, we're gonna make it $70." Like, I just wait because I know you're gonna discount it.
Yeah, I can't remember the
And
last
Ubisoft, I feel
full
like-
game price I paid, or the full price game I paid for. I can't remember.
I never pay full price for AAA games. If it's a AAA game, I'm like, I'm not. I'll wait. It's gonna be terrible on game day. On open day, it's always bad.
Was
I'm
it
not gonna lie.
Deathloop? No, Deathloop. I know I got that on sale.
I'm not gonna lie.
I can't
I pre-ordered a Plague Tale Requiem. I legit, I got the collector's edition, so I'm paying full price and then some on that one.
What does the collector's edition come with? What does the collector's edition come with?
It comes with a statue of Amicia, and a map of the world, and a couple other things. But the main thing that I wanted was the little statuette. It was kind of cool. It's like 8 inches, 9 inches tall. So yeah, and that was like $150, I think.
That's not bad when it comes to collector's editions, because collector's editions are usually like $250.
Yeah, I'm looking for that's full price for that one. Like, stealth is my jam. I love stealth games.
This time is, I don't know what the time is, so I'm I don't know what I'm gonna. Are we gonna?
We are way past time, but
yeah,
way past time. Okay.
Yeah, we're way past time.
Are we? I don't know. I might skip adding stuff to the backlog this episode, and we can just
No, we got to add to the backlog. We
gotta
have
add
to add to the backlog. Like we have to add to the backlog.
It's a key
right.
segment.
All right,
hashtag.
Go
It's
ahead.
a hashtag.
Oh, it's a hashtag. All right, go ahead. Add it to the backlog. What you got, Lawrence?
All right, so we've been talking about a lot of different games. If you've listened to this podcast so far, you probably already have an idea of the game I'm going to say that you need to add to the backlog, and it is Bayonetta. It's finally coming out physically on the Switch. Yeah, Bayonetta 1. Play Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2, and then get ready for Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 1 wasn't physical before on the Switch. You had to get it digitally. It's about to come out physically for like $30. If you haven't played it, play it. In the first one, she's like fighting angels, and in the second one, she's trying to save her friend, so she's fighting demons. And the third one, she's fighting like man-made creatures called homunculi. Like it's crazy. She's always naked because that's like her power. We'll get into that story another time. But play Bayonetta 1. Like, if you like hack and slashes, like beat 'em ups, that's a good game. And you can play it if you are terrible at games, or if you are good. There's actually a grading system that tells you how good you're doing, kind of like Devil May Cry. So if you like Devil May Cry, you'll love this game. It's like Devil May Cry if it was a woman.
So Devil May Cry. Cool.
Do not play this game if you have small children. Don't play it in front of them, because she does get rather scantily clad. Like, she gets down, because part of her power is like it explodes her clothes, and she's this is a Nintendo game. Family oriented, butt naked booties on the screen. Love you, Nintendo.
That's what's up.
Bayonetta.
All right, Bryce,
1 and 2.
Game, 1 and 2. All right, Bryce, what games are you adding to the backlog?
Yeah, so I am recommending folks add Raji to their backlog.
Raji?
Yes. Raji is an action adventure game set in India. It's a smaller game. I've had it in my backlog for a minute, but I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. It looks really fun, and it's super interesting because I'm somewhat into Indian culture, and it kind of takes you through like kind of their like Indian culture, so that's kind of cool too. The backstory is basically a sister and brother get split in the middle of a war, and basically the plot is you're trying to find your brother in the middle of this war, and then you got to end this war to find your brother. So it looks fun. It's action adventure. It's a smaller game. I think it's pretty cheap right now. It is.
What
every
system is it on? Okay,
It's
cool.
on, yeah, it's on all systems. And I think you can get it for pretty cheap. Oh, for really cheap, you can get it for $9 right now.
Sheesh.
So it's
Oh.
super discounted.
Side note,
yeah,
you can get
recommend
Bayonetta on Xbox.
that. Okay.
I don't know about PlayStation. Yes, also on PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken. It's in the store. It was on PlayStation.
Fact check you. Yo.
Yeah, you might have to, because I know it's on Xbox. I don't know about PlayStation. Like, PlayStation's been real iffy on me lately.
Alright. That's cool. What's the name of that game again, Bryce?
Raji. Raji.
Raji.
Yep.
Okay, Raji. Okay. $9. Alright. My game, I don't have any game. That's one reason why I was trying to skip this segment. I'm gonna throw out Deathloop.
You playing
Just because
2K3?
No, I'm not playing 2K3.
You're not playing 2K3?
No.
Oh.
No, not playing 2K3. No. When it becomes free
Or 23.
next year, I'll play it because it's gonna be on the PlayStation. It's gonna be one of the PlayStation Plus games. And that's when I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
getting this shit. No, my game is gonna be
Bayonetta is
Deathloop. No, my game is Deathloop because
Really?
it's now,
Really?
gonna be really. I haven't played it.
You
haven't
didn't
played
like.
it,
You.
but
I was like,
wait
you
a
didn't
minute.
even
Wait a
play
minute.
it.
Wait a minute. Game is Deathloop because it's been alerted to me that this now will be on Xbox. It's coming to Xbox, so it's no longer going to be a PlayStation exclusive. So those of you out there, don't take my word for it. It might be good. You might like it. But February, I will tell you if I like it or not because I'm definitely going to play it in February. Bryce, you might play it before me, depending on when it comes out on Xbox. So
Yeah. If it's on Game Pass, I'm gonna try it out.
yeah. So Deathloop,
Bayonetta is on the PlayStation Store.
Okay.
You were
Bayonetta.
stuck on Bayonetta. Like,
Bayonetta's right. All right. So my phone battery is at 12%. So we I don't know how long that's gonna last.
You
question of the week.
We got one more.
Question of the week. So the question of the week, we're going back to the drinks because again, this is good games and good drinks. So the question of the week is, what discontinued drink would you like to see make a comeback? So I don't know. It doesn't necessarily have to be discontinued, but just drinks that you don't even see that often anymore. Like it might be at like Dollar Tree, but you don't know because it's like expired. So Bryce, what is the game or the drink that you would like to see make a comeback?
I had to look this up, the years
Okay.
to make sure my memory was right. But it's kind of nostalgia tied to this. Back senior year in high school, but Pepsi Blue. Pepsi Blue was their kind of like berry fruit drink.
Oh,
And I think
yeah.
And I think it was only out for like a couple years. But it was like around like senior year in high school. So I remember like drinking it like I think like before baseball practice or something like that. But yeah, I would say bring back Pepsi Blue because I do remember liking that. It was pretty good.
Is there any reason why they discontinued it? Like people were feeling it, or it just has some, like,
Because Pepsi
chemicals in it?
sucks. They got rid of Crystal Pepsi. Got rid of Pepsi Blue. Like, forget these soda companies.
Wow. Okay. No. All right.
Strong
Kind of
opinion.
aggressive there. Right. Just came out with the
Yeah,
Pepsi
like
sucks.
they got rid of Sprite Remix. Like they just get like you like something and they're like, no, we don't want to make it no more.
So what is your drink, right, Lawrence? Is it one of those three, or is it something else that you came up with?
It's none of those.
Okay.
So the drink that I'm going to talk about, everybody knows. Everyone knows in some form or fashion, even if you didn't drink it. So in 2010, there was a drink that came out. It got super popular. It's called Four Loko, right? Came out the gates real strong. Everyone was drinking it, having a good time. Like that stuff used to get you like drunk. It was a caffeine and alcohol drink, and it was like one of the first of its kind. So like people were excited. Problem was, if you drink caffeine and alcohol, you gotta watch how much of it you drink. So so people were like binging on that and other alcohols and getting sick. So Four Loko got a lot of bad like reputations, but I'm like, these people are over drinking, like they're gonna get that way. That's not even fair. But Four Loko was like dumbed down. They took out the caffeine, like it lost its kick. But I had some of my best nights on that early Four Loko. Like those early Four Lokos, it was like you get you one of those cans for like $3 and you had a good ass night. Like
I think that's like
14.9%.
You like rapped when you was on Four Loko. We went to Cedar Point. I think you was like, you busted a freestyle off of Four Loko. If I'm not mistaken.
Was that Four Loko?
I remember
it might have
went
been
to the liquor store. We got Four Loko, and then we got that the 100 cherries or 1,000 cherries, whatever that crap was. I don't know, but you definitely got some.
Wait, no. I did the freestyle when somebody told me that I was expecting. That wasn't 2010. That was 2012. It might have been 2012. Hold up,
we went to Cedar Point. So whenever we went to Cedar Point, that was when that happened.
That was 2012 when we did that.
Yeah.
No, that's when he was born. So it was 2011 because that's when I left.
Somewhere around there.
2011. Oh, okay, yeah. There's a good chance. Four Loko was it. Four Loko made me do a lot of crazy stuff.
Yes, I remember.
Oh, for the audience, I'm not a rapper. I'm not a typical guy. Like I don't got bars. I don't make beats. Like I don't do none of that. But Four Loko had me feeling myself, and I spit some bars that day. Like I hope that it's deleted and it never comes to surface, because that was probably
that computer. Was
if that verse came out right now, I would be canceled for life. Life.
Oh man, yeah, that computer is long gone. So yeah, you don't got to worry about that. But that was good times. Good times. So shout out to Four Loko. My drink is a little less, definitely less controversial. Freaking All Sport. Y'all remember All Sport? The sports drink.
Yes.
I like.
It sounds. It was like Powerade.
It was,
but like salt. It was
Powerade.
salty.
It was some weird
salty.
flavor. It was something about All Sport.
Salt. It was salty.
It was something about All Sport. But I liked All Sport. The red one, the red All Sport. Yeah. I used to just take that bag. I don't know.
It was like if you put salt in a Gatorade.
Who made All Sport?
No idea. Definitely wasn't.
It might have been.
It might have been Pepsi. It might have been Pepsi, and they discontinued it like they did everything else. We fact checking.
I don't know.
No, maybe no.
I mean, it's discontinued, so it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
It's not like,
so yeah, all sport. That's
you got to kind of search for it.
You had to be there, but yeah, it was a sports drink with a little extra something in it. Like Lauren says, it's salt. It might have been salt. I don't know, but I like All Sport, especially the red one. So that was my drink. So my battery's at 6% now. So we made it. I think I need to put this on a charger before, because I'm still uploading. So yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Lawrence, for your expertise and y'all's, special categories and everything like that. We will see y'all next. Oh, I said 5%. Oh, it just went down. This is bad.
Hey.
Yeah. So, huh? What? What's I
don't. I don't know if someone's like they stole the brand.
Huh?
But All Sport is a thing.
It's still a thing?
Oh. Well, maybe we can get that on the show, but you should go ahead and close out before you're forced.
I might see a drink. Yeah, I'm at 4%. Yeah, that might be my drink of the week. All Sport. I'm gonna do my Googles. And find some All Sport, and maybe that'll come that to a podcast in the near future. But yeah, again, M. Bryce, Lawrence. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. This is Good Games and Good Drinks, and we will see y'all next week. Peace.